So again, we're entering an entirely new, you could say, dimension. We're still on earth for a while longer, but everything is changing, and it's changing dramatically. You know, if you're in the room or watching online hearing this, some part of you must be ready to hear that. You can feel skeptical, you can think to be skeptical, it won't matter. If you're here hearing this, listening to this in any way, shape, or form, there's something about it that's there for you. And I know, sometimes people still resist. I mean, people will write letters or comment. It's rare, thank goodness, but, people will find some snippet to have issue with. The team that works for us and does our filming and all that, it was like last week or the week before that. There's all these wonderful comments. Wow, this is deep. Wow, this is great. Can't believe it. I'm so grateful I found this station. All those kinds of things. And then somebody writes what a creep. What's with this long hair, and all this weird kind of, and it's, weird comments like that. It's like, it's great because it's like, oh, that's right. There are still some of you on this planet. It kind of has that feeling. Because I come to groups and everybody's like, yeah, and we're all singing, Shining Star, Earth, Wind, and Fire. We're singing Aquarius. Everything's like very cool, and peace, love, beads, it's very, very cool. And then you go, oh, that's right. There are still some of them, out there, and they're rude, they're whatever, and yet it's kind of like a grading curve. You don't leave those people behind that have issues with hair, They're going to come back as Sasquatch in some other lifetime, and it'll be wandering the forest going, why me? Can I just get a shave? So be it, and these things, So it's a grading curve. So we don't leave without those people. We go together. The densest of them, the rudest of them, is actually still awaiting our recognition of the light in them, our forgiveness. That doesn't mean you enable the behavior. It doesn't mean you put a target on your shirt and give them something to shoot at, metaphorically, It's not that you go that far, but you learn to see the lighter side of things. This is interesting because I just saw, if you might remember, way back a guy, President Ronald Reagan, and somebody tried to kill him and almost succeeded. But it's interesting to me because I remember back when that happened, when he comes to, he looks around and sees that he's on a hospital table and they're starting to do surgery on him, and all these doctors are around him, and he says, please tell me you're all Republicans. That was so brilliant. That was so brilliant to not get all weird about, it was just beautiful. And while he's still in this crisis, still a couple other times he made jokes. And soon after, he was doing a talk, and this was like a nervous moment because he's doing a talk, one of these big conventions, and somebody dropped, it's really loud, like a whole table or something had been leaning on a wall and fell, and boom! And there was not only the shock in people doing that, but there was an uneasiness because of what had happened. And he goes, missed. I love that, man, that brilliance, the wit, but it's not just wit and humor. It's recognizing there's another way to see this world. Giving people another way to see it. He could have made it a political statement. He could, whatever, but he didn't. Light, can make light. We're all in this together, peace, love, and so forth. So this is a grading curve. And how are you doing doesn't get determined by how many nice people you have around you. Having great people around you, supportive people, loving people, that's a good sign. It is good. To have that would have to mean that I, meaning any of us, that I must have really done some work somewhere. I call those gifting relationships. That's so cool. To have supportive, loving, gifting relationships. Jesus had several loving, gifting, supportive apostles. One also betrayed him, one also denied him. So it's kind of like a good lesson to say, it's great, have your supportive systems, people and so on. But don't think that just firing all the irritable people from your life is what makes you holy. Even if you say goodbye, because at the end of a year, it's a good practice. Cut some ties, say goodbyes. It's very good to do. But if you think you escaped your challenges when you wrote the letter, you're mistaken. If I say goodbye to you and we get distance, and if I don't say goodbye, I have one job. Am I still able to, the three stages of forgiveness, am I still able to not hate you? Am I still able to learn what I need to learn from this? And am I still able to affirm that you have the love of God in you? Now, you don't have to do those three. I'm saying if you want to know whether you succeeded at forgiving someone, that's what you need, those three. And it's very simple, because you could say, fine, I refuse to hate them, I'll get that. Can I learn anything? All right, fine. Affirm love in them? No. You're allowed to do that. You just haven't completed love and forgiveness. And the universe has this objective, neutral love for you. It has no investment in it. It just consistently love, this wave of love. So when you say, well, with this person I can do 1 and 2, but I'm not doing 3. The universe says, and so it is not a problem. Good job. We're going to find someone who you won't have to work on 1 and 2 with, but just on 3. It's, like in any school. If you had a school teacher, they might have said, you're not doing so well in this area, but the others area you're doing well. So this one area, let's get you to do some extra credit on that, or something like that. The universe is pretty neutral. It's simple. How are you doing? It doesn't go by you claiming to have forgiven everybody. It'll find out. How are you doing, beloved? It talks to your soul all the time. There's always this connection, communication going on invisibly between our soul and the universe. And the universe is always saying, how you doing? Everything good? Yep, I've forgiven everyone. Oh, excellent. Even so-and-so? Subconsciously, you're saying, yes, even so-and-so. Oh, that's amazing. You are amazing. So what we're going to do is bring one just like them into your life. And we just want to test it because we believe you. We're just testing. We want to just make sure when in fact it knows. There's a rough area here or there. It knows that. So it brings that person in, whatever level they need to get in. A wave, or you walk by somebody and, oh my God, they had the same cologne as that person from their past. Or it's little triggers like that. It could be just a dream. And try that. Try to say, I refuse to ever have a dream about that jerk. It's inviting it. They're going to show up. That'll be the first customer. You own a Starbucks little franchise, and it'll be there. They're there at 6 a.m. every day. Hi. You still haven't gotten my drink right. Just pushing the buttons. Now, here's the good news. You're allowed to say, when they show up, guess what? I totally got it. I refuse to hate you. I'm going to learn what I need to learn from you. And I affirm there's love and light in you. And don't come back. We will not serve you again. You're allowed to do that. Honestly, if you get those 3 pieces, refuse to hate. And ultimately, can you affirm that there's love in that person? Because when you hate or resent someone, you're not going to make it through those 3 pieces. Including that middle one, which is, can I learn something? When you're irritated and blame other people, you don't think you need to learn anything. You're just thinking, there's only one problem, it's them. And that's how we typically feel. But there is no other, as the Sufis say. There is no other. All we see are reflections of ourselves. So it's a grading curve. How well I'm doing is hugely determined by the people I have scooped up with me today and taken home. Without saying, I like this one and I don't like that one. Can I just go, look, we're in this together. Yes, I know there seem to be some nice people and some not so nice people, but I'm not going to get caught up in that. Let's go home, everyone. So perhaps learn to end each day with that kind of a consciousness. End each day with a little, okay, how did my day go today? And I'm just saying metaphorically or generally or simplistically speaking, just imagine, who did I encounter today that I might not have thought to take home with me today? If anybody shows up, do a little forgiveness work and then be at peace. Mystic groups throughout history used to say to do this. They called it a retrospection exercise, where they would suggest that you, at the end of every day, go over the day, anything that didn't work real well, see it done differently. Because seeing it done differently, you program into your mind as though it is done differently. If you don't, your program is going to be, it was done this way. Then at the end of the night, when your soul sort of uploads today's lessons, your soul's going to look over the sheet and go, oh, well, we're going to have to work on that. We'll bring them around again tomorrow. That's what it does. So if you want to clear it, at the end of each day, just see if there's any stuff, any lingering stuff, any unhealed pieces, any hurts, whatever it happens to be. In a sense, you learn to, instead of refusing to think about someone or talk about someone or whatever it is, pushing them out, refuse to hate someone. Refuse to be taken down into essentially a karmic situation with them. Just don't bother. Don't buy into it. Just love. And all human beings now in the Aquarian age are going to learn to do this to a new level. Talking about it is what we once did. Now we're becoming. The Aquarian age is hugely going to be about people becoming all that they thought about and talked about in the past. And as the Aquarian age comes in fuller and fuller, there will be no more death. There will be no more lessons, no more karma. There will be no more of this. Everything will start to get cleaned up, but it'll take one thing: responsibility. You can't enter an Aquarian age. Oh, I can't wait till the Aquarian age, where we have a UFO in every garage and everything's free energy and we're all like, there's no taxes, and that's your version. You can't get to that without taking responsibility. The only reason we had oppressive governments or had problematic religions or had people that we didn't like were because we were not yet healed. So I'm choosing to become not only more healed here, but a better example of being healed. And now I'm becoming the Aquarian man-woman. And when I pour the water out, it's ether. I'm pouring a new mentality, a new consciousness. Yes, there's people in the world that are going to go, oh, I don't even believe in astrology. And that's going to happen. But that's just the grading curve. They've got to be scooped up with the rest of us. How? By you convincing them that there are such things as astrological this or zodiacal that, or symbolism of crucifixions, resurrections, and deeper meanings to the Bible. No, that's not how it's going to be done. It's done through love. So I get that those people don't dig this. They don't get it. They criticize hair or whatever they're into. They make fun of love and all that. Fine. But I refuse to hate you, and I'm taking you home. In my mind, I see you as having the light of God. Now, you don't have to wait around for them to go, wait, hold on a second. Wow, a minute ago I hated you, but something's just happened. This isn't like an episode of Highway to Heaven. It's not always going to look all shimmering and glittery. You can sit and you can do, dear God, miracles, Om Mani Padme, and you can do all kinds of cool stuff. You may not see a difference in them. If you're waiting to see the difference in the people that you've done your healing work with, you need healing. You do. Because as soon as you waited for them to show signs, it meant that you already affirming that you don't believe that they are healed, which means it's so it is. They're not healed. And then neither of you are you. So what you want to do is, no matter what I think I see, I'm affirming those three things. I refuse to hate. I'm learning what I need to learn, and I'm seeing the light in you of God. And I release you to have that light, to be that light. This can be a person who's on their deathbed, and you're seeing light in them, which means they cannot die, but yet they still die. Don't watch with these eyes. Look at them and be able to affirm. When you have a child who goes to prison, when you have a child who's sick, whatever the case may be, a parent who's passing away, that's not the real them. The Aquarian you will know that. The Aquarian you will say, in a sense, you're still going to understand if they're in pain, you're soothing, you're going along with what they need. But the inside says to yourself, basically, this is amazing. Because as much as it looks like this person's struggling, I'm going to affirm that in God they cannot. So I'm holding a vision of you. Not the vision of you being sick. I'm holding the vision of you when this is blown over. For example, Jesus, his apostle Peter, he's kind of sharing, with them some feedback. Hey guys, I'm going to go soon. What do you mean you're going to go soon? Hey, wait, relax. I told you guys, I'm going to go. They're going to kill me. They're going to do this. He's telling them the brutality of it all. He's the roots, of everything that's going to happen, the gruesome stuff. They're going to kill me, and don't worry about it because I'll come back to life. Well, you know what they're thinking. Oh yeah, that'll happen. If you die, this is it. We're out of a job, and this is like third dimensional stuff. Remember, he used to, like when we pay taxes, get a fish and you'll find a silver coin in the fish and it'll pay taxes. Like, now who's going to get that happening? We're going to have to get real jobs. So this was a bit of an inconvenience. Sorry. This was a bit of inconvenience. Jesus says to Peter, and Peter, by the way, you're going to deny me. I would never. Peter, you're going to deny me. No way. And 3 times. And he's saying, you're going to deny me. 3 times you're going to deny me. Which is why at another time, he says, Peter, do you love me? Yes, I do. Do you love me? Yes, I do. 3 times. Wonder why Jesus made him repeat it 3 times. Because it was his way of getting him to cancel out the denial 3 times. He made him walk through the ceremony, the ritual. Rituals are meant to be walked through, embodied rituals rather than verbal rituals. So he made him own it 3 times. So he's like, good, we're good. So you're going to deny me? No, I would never. And then he says, don't worry though. Peter, you're going to, no, I would never. Jesus is like, talk to the hand. That's not in the Bible, okay? But he said, I was there. He said, talk to the hand. I would swear he said that. No. So he says, talk to the hand. But he says, beautifully, picture this. Peter, you're going to deny me. But don't worry. Don't worry. Because I've already prayed to see you on the other end of that. Meaning, I'm already affirming we're through this. I know that we're here. I know you're going to do that. And I'm already over here at the end result. That's like seeing someone near death going, I'm already seeing you whole. Someone going through the dark night of the soul. I'm already envisioning you at the light at the end of the tunnel. Not just I'm hoping. This is, I know. I absolutely know you're on your way. You're going to be okay. So as we become more the Aquarian man-woman, we learn to know that. In the old days, superstitiously, we prayed and hoped. Everybody gathered around and, prayed and hoped things might get better. Those days are gone. And people have become what seems to be faithless anymore. A lot of people have become materialistic and faithless. And in a way, here's the good news about that. They started losing faith in what? God and all that. No, guys. What they lost faith in. And it's not a good thing that humanity lost faith and lost their spiritual direction. That's not a good thing. But it is a good thing. Here's why. The faith that they lost was in the superstitious religions. They only lost faith in the old version of how you connect with God. Dear God, I hope you can hear me, and if possible, could you do this for me and that, and please fix that, and bring them back and get me a car. It's right to become faithless towards that kind of absurdity. So then what is the next piece of good news from that? Is that okay that we did that? It's okay that we lost. It's good that we had faith in anything at one time. But eventually it showed, stop praying to idols. And that doesn't just mean to statues, which is another astrological age when statuary was a little more praised and calves and all that. And instead it became like the Piscean age. And Jesus is like, we're heralding that Piscean age in. So here we go. And that happens now Aquarian. So Piscean age is, I am the Messiah. I am the Christ. Is that cool? I got it. I'm the Christ. Now, everybody check it out. Learn to accept the Christ, not the shame and guilt of a crucifixion. Accept that when you resurrect from life stuff, you become like Christed. Because you start to wake up to heavenly consciousness instead of earthly consciousness. This is great news. And so he does that. Now we're going to another age, because it's been another couple thousand years. So he's saying, so now the thing I became and showed in the Piscean age, I need you to become in the Aquarian age. So embody it. And so the praying to statuary, praying for cars, for even the people into the really cool mind techniques of how to manifest a car, it doesn't matter. All it is another form of illusion. You know, I had a car that was all rusted and messed up. Then I did this manifestation technique, manifested a better car. You traded one illusion for another illusion. It's a shinier one. Does that mean you're more evolved? No. You just refused to have a rusty one because you then wouldn't think that you had any, powers. So you manifested a shinier car. It doesn't matter. Did you or did you not bring in any more God and embody any more God when you brought the car into manifestation? Yes, I hung a rosary from the mirror. No, that's not what I mean. It's a purple car, so it's got to be spiritual. No, those are external things. I'm talking about, did you bring in any more God, presence, love? One way to do that is when you want to manifest something, the technique you're often taught is focus your mind and trying to get it. It's always about getting. Remember, forgetting is the opposite of forgiving. So getting is part of the illusion. Hate is forgetting. Fear is all about forgetting. Love and forgiving, those are connected. So people want to get and get and get. So when you're thinking about next time, I'm going to get myself a car, I need some more funds, I need to raise whatever. Try this technique. Try saying instead of getting, try, if there is anything at all in my consciousness that's there keeping my good from me, this car or whatever it is, from me, let me work on that. Bring their images to me and see who comes to mind. And it's not just people, events, hurts, betrayals, people, patterns, whatever comes to mind. Do not brush any of them off and think they're not significant. You don't want to go, well, no, I know that, I don't have a problem with them. If Spirit brought them up, I would just consider that as a possibility. And let them happen. And you might say, okay, come on, 28 of them now. That's way too many. Do you want half of the car? Or do you want all the car? I would sit and let them come. And that's not easy for irresponsible people. Spiritual people are responsible people. And responsible people would say, bring it on. If it's there, I got to own it. It doesn't mean I'm bad. It means I'm a human. To err is human. And I messed up. I got some resentments. Bring them on. Let them come to you. Bring them to I refuse to hate you. I will learn what I need to learn, and I affirm there's love and light in you. If any of them you hesitate, that's the brake being put on the car or whatever you're trying to manifest. So be open, be willing to shift, to clear, and to heal, and then a new life comes. So now, just in summary of some things and closing piece here. We're going into a new age. We're going in an entirely different direction, but it's going to seem sometimes slow in its curve to that new height, that new level of connection and consciousness. We all have free will, and we get to decide what role we're going to play in that. Do you want to be the one down here when they're doing the grading curve? The one that's kind of slowing it all down? And you can say, well, I'm not anywhere near as dense some of the people I know. You just densified more by saying that. Okay? You didn't do yourself any favors by making yourself look better than some of your friends. So I would say to myself, where do I want to be? And for me, I want to be at the crest of the wave. I want to be part of God's plan for salvation, as it's called in some material. God has a plan. God says, my children think they have left heaven. All the stuff in the Bible and all the other sacred books and holy books, lots of stories about goods and bads and miracles and awakenings and failings of humans. That's fine. That's all just describing our various foibles and errors and slips that we've done in life. Any of us. But what do I want to do now? Just keep studying the slipping that we do and the errors? No, I think I'm ready to just start focusing on waking up. That's what I would say if I were any of you. This is what I would say for myself. I want to focus on waking up. And what that looks like, don't take it all too serious. Don't think it means you have to wear a certain color, do a certain thing. It's not so much external ceremony, because that's the old age. How do I become? I can't wait till we're all one again. Start acting like it. I can't wait till peace and love prevails around the planet. Okay, ready? Go. What do you mean go? I'm waiting for it to happen. Okay, go. Start. No, I wanted it to happen here. If only a certain person got into office, we would be sure, and only the names change. I mean, it's not going to happen that way. Okay, but if only a new religion were started. There are several hundred new factions of Christianity formed every day, and it isn't helping anybody. Okay? I mean, the hard way, fear-based, sure, it's helping somebody somewhere, but it isn't helping this curve I'm talking about. It's not the outside that makes the change. Become the Aquarian man-woman. Start acting from that place of love. Pour it out. Just pour love everywhere you can. It doesn't mean people can't irritate you. It's not that. It's what you do about it. I'm going to blame them, and I'm going to move. Get restraining orders and all that. Sometimes that's appropriate. But do that and not go through the refuse to hate them, etc., and they'll show up again in some form. Just complete your relations. Just complete them. When it's said that in the Aquarian age there will be no more death, death is associated with error. The Old Testament and the Torah talked about the wages of sin are death, which means if you folks die, it's because you believe in death. But death isn't just mortality. It's because you believe you're sinful, you think you die. It's not just about mortality. Anything you lose, the fact that you can lose a job is a sign that we think we're flawed. Death, loss of job, loss of friendships, all those things are signs that we're flawed people. We are not flawed, but we think we are. So ultimately what we have to do then is not only forgive others, forgive ourselves. Because if I didn't believe I was flawed, do you realize I wouldn't manifest so many weirdos in my life? That's how it works. The outside is a mirror of the inside. I know that's not always easy to accept because we go, no, I'm a good person and there's an oddity out there. It just means there's a little drop of oddity in you, oddballness or whatever you want to think of it to be. And when it goes into a magnifying glass or into a projector, which is what we are, all projectors, and shows up on the screen, it looks big. Looks like, wow, this guy's a major jerk. That's a little bit in me that is that thing projected up and magnified. No, it's nothing to do with me. This person, major behaviors. I mean, I have stacks of papers that people have signed to say they agree that they don't like that person. And it doesn't do you any good. It's called building a case, and it doesn't do you any good because the more you convict them, the more you're actually convicting yourself. Love, you will be loved. Forgive, you'll be forgiven. But hate, resent, hold on to, and you've already affirmed that's me. So practice the love. Pour out the love. Bring it everywhere you can. Again, it doesn't mean enabling. It doesn't mean pretending it's not happening. You can say, hold it, done. But do it responsibly. Listen. Okay, wait. I'm done with this conversation. I'm done with this relationship, or whatever it happens to be, job, whatever it happens to be. But when you go, remember, you took the triggers with you. So when you go and sit, release them, heal them, surrender them to God so that it's not you're deceiving yourself and making someone else purely the blame. Take responsibility. You don't have to intellectually know. You don't have to know what lifetime this person came from to remanifest in your life. You don't have to know exactly what types of people they're bringing up for you. Just know that they're part of you. You can loosely surrender just that to God, and it's enough to turn it all around. Okay? Take this with you. Breathe it in. Let this be a part of what you understand, your level of understanding raised today. Taken to a new level today. Take your piece of paper, and at home, you can take a piece of paper and you can get a candle and light a piece of paper if you like. But you can also do that when you have time to do that. And maybe in the meantime, just get a little piece of paper and you can write a thing or two that you'd like to release at the end of this year, which means starting today. I would recommend that when you're holding your flash paper, after you write what you write, keep it in your hands and really get your vibes on that. Really put consciousness. It'll pick up your vibes from your hands, your energy, everything onto that paper, and at home too. I shared a story last year when I did this. I thought to myself, you know what? instead of just a flash paper and that sort of thing, which is good. And I don't want you writing 10 things that you do in a small way. I'd rather you do 1 or 2 that you really put a lot of thought and conviction into. And last year what I did was I did a major house cleaning in my mind, in my life. And I wrote, it was like 20 things, which is a lot of things because I don't have that many extraneous, silly, broken, messed up kinds of things in my life. But I just went and looked under every pillow, and I'm talking in here, consciousness, under every rock, and someone that owed money, everything I could. Wrote them all down. Then I transferred them from a piece of paper, each onto a separate single individual piece of paper. And I did a ceremony, even though I just told you, stick to 1 or 2 for now. What I did was a full ceremony, so you could do that later on. Wrote them all down. I wrote each one on a Post-it that I was letting go of. And to let it burn, because the Post-its are not like flash paper, I also put a little oil on each piece of flash, or on each Post-it. The only problem that I ran into was when they lit, the oil stays lit, it burns, but also Post-its stick to your fingers. So it was kind of funny and kind of, at the same time, having this paper stuck to me, and I'm going, oh, beloved, and with ceremonial, I'm just going to drop this in isn't this beautiful? Wow, look at, and it lit, and and I put some lavender oil on, so there's a nice scent to my release. Wow, this is great. We're just doing some wonderful ceremony, and it's, so it's kind of odd. So be careful. Write these things, burn them cautiously, have yourself a fire extinguisher nearby. Not today, but at home if you do this. But I did a full release of several things in my life. But if you're going to do that today, or if you do the ceremony at home with more things, one thing I suggest you say to yourself is this: are you really ready to let this go? Oh, absolutely. Okay, check this out. If you're really ready to let it go, let's say, your dad ignored you too often, or someone owes you money. If you're saying you're ready to release it, tell yourself, I promise to never bring this up again. That'll be a way you can test if you were really sincere. Don't punish yourself over it, but just don't bother burning it if you can't agree to that. And that's an amazing little, accent of commitment. If someone owes me money and you hear me walking around, oh man, they still didn't give me money. If only they gave me money, I could buy a new car. Oh, that person. And if you hear me obsessing and repeating it all the time, and I put it on that paper and release it, I'm promising not to be telling my friends about that again and again. Can you do it? That's an extra piece to consider. All right? In your hands, that piece of paper. And collectively, let's share a prayer. Holding your consciousness, stillness for a moment. Hear these words like they come from your own soul. Beloved God, Creator, in this moment, let this be more sincere, more profound than any other time in my life. I really, truly choose to let something go to another level. Help me to know what you would have me release today. If I've already written things, let me know if there's something else I need to add to that paper. Even the wording. I might say I'm supposed to let go of somebody named Joe, but in fact, it might not be about releasing them externally, it might be internally, or it could be both. So pray and get clarity on what it is you need to release. The group of people walking through the room will take several minutes, but not a long time. It won't be like an hour, but it'll take several minutes. When you're not the one walking up here, or the people watching online, when you're not walking through, you have a couple of choices. We would like you to do a chant with us that we're going to do throughout, which is the love, love chant. It's easy. You can sit inside praying. You might feel feelings. There's a very powerful energy. Imagery of what you're releasing. You might even feel resistance to coming up and releasing it. Then don't judge yourself. Change and do something else to release. Nothing heavy and serious energetically like that. But just ask yourself. See what's happening. You can go inside while we do it, or you can just join us in the singing, chanting. Whatever feels right. Okay? We're going to begin. We'll start the chant and the ushers will start bringing people up. Again, when it's your turn up here, you don't have to be singing. You can focus on what you're releasing. Then once you get past and get your gift, please go back to the chant. The chant, the beat is something like this. Okay? And the guys will do holy, 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 love. Gals, love, 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 love. The gospel in one word is love. Love thy neighbor as thyself. Love, love, love. That's the gals. The guys do holy. To everybody together now. Holy, 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 love. Continue, please. Love, 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 love. Gospel in one word is love. Love thy neighbor as thyself. Love, leave it. Love, 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 love. Keep walking past. Thank you. Good job. There you go. Louder. Love, love, love. Holy, 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 holy. Come on, guys. Holy, 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 love. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. First section is done. 2 more to go. Holy, 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 love. Keep going. Come around, please. There you go. Love thy neighbor as thyself. Love, love, love. Love, 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 love. Keep going. Word is love. Love thy neighbor as thyself. Holy, 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 love. Good job. Holy, holy, holy. We're halfway through. Keep going. Neighbor as thyself. Love, love, love. Holy, holy, holy. Go. There you go. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, love. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, love. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, love. Holy, holy, holy. Keep going. 2 groups are done. 1 more to go. Love, 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 love. The gospel in one word is love. Love thy neighbor as thyself. Love, love, love. Love, 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 love. Gospel in one word is love. Good. Keep going. Good. Nice.
One word is love. Love thy neighbor as thyself. Love, 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 love. Love, 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 love. The gospel in one word is love. Love thy neighbor as thyself. Love, love, love.
Love, 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 love.
Gospel in one word is love. Love thy neighbor as thyself. Love,
Holy love. Love, 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 love. The gospel in one word is love.
love thy neighbor.
As thyself. Love, holy love. Holy, holy, holy. 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 Holy, holy love. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy love. I didn't know you were back. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy love. Last couple rows. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy love. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy love. Love, 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 love. The gospel in one word is love. Love thy neighbor as thyself. Love, holy love. Love, 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 love. The gospel in one word is love. Love thy neighbor as thyself. Love, holy love. Love, 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 love. The gospel in one word is love. Love thy neighbor as thyself. Love, holy love. Love, love, love. Everyone. The gospel in one word is love. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy love. Again. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy love. One last time, nice and loud. Holy, 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 holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy love. Beautiful. Just for a moment now, silence. Imagine you still hear that chant for a moment. And imagine that you're hearing that chant like it's civilizations from around the planet and through all time. Imagine everyone unifying and connecting with not just the words, the vibration, the sound. Love, love, love. Everything is about this love. Loving neighbor, loving self. It's all about love. And the foundation to that is holy, holy, holy. Hearing that, feeling that, holding that presence. And lastly, imagine all the folks watching online from all around the world. Imagine them hearing and feeling the same chant that we did in this room and all around the planet. Let's also flood them with that love energy. Folks online, breathe it in just as we're breathing it in as well for ourselves. Breathe in the feeling, the song of holiness and love. We have said goodbye to something that we put on the papers. Whatever it is, we refuse to hate it. We're willing to know and learn our part, and we're affirming that the presence of God is completely there. In the individual circumstances or whatever they are, the presence of God, we totally affirm. Two or more gathered with that same intention, it's impossible for it to not be happening. Now we let go, let God, and choose to believe. And miracles are already happening. The universe is already moving and stirring and dancing to bring into manifestation whatever we put out there today. The goodbyes of the past, the welcoming of the new. We made room in our consciousness for more of God. And so the presence of God now, seeds planted, watered and fed, and they begin to grow and take every form that we choose. And so it is.